Welcome to today's shortened Yoga for Golfers session focused entirely on the hips. I hope you enjoy. Make your way to a seated position and then bring the soles of your feet together. Holding onto your ankles, go ahead and flap your wings in butterfly. And then take your right knee on top of your left. Turn around to face the back of the mat, seated twist. Good, come back to center. Let's butterfly again. And then left knee on top of right. Turn around. Sink down through the opposite hip. Come back to butterfly. Good. Bring your hands to the outsides of your thighs. Draw your knees together, hands behind you. Let's take the feet wide, and then drop your knees from one side, and then take them over to the other. Just for a gentle windshield washer. And this is really just to check in. Notice what you're feeling. Is one side a little bit tighter than the other? Good. Come back to center. Extend your right leg long. Bring the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. Sitting up nice and tall. Arms reach up. Square your chest off with your right leg. Arms to chest height. Hinge. Gentle release. Hinge. Release. Hinge. And now let's hold. So bring your hands on either side of your right leg. Imagine you're trying to pull your collarbones towards your big toe. Good. On an inhale, lift the chest. Extend your left leg long. Coming into a wide leg position. Lift up. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall on those sit bones. This is where blocks come in handy. So go ahead and grab your blocks. Set your blocks up in front of you. Lift from the center of your chest. Walk your hands forward. And then when you get to the point where you're like, okay, I feel like I'm going to be stuck now, grab your blocks. Set your blocks up on any variation of height so you can rest your forehead. Turn the palms to face up. Relax your elbows. So for the first few breaths, I like to keep the feet flexed so that the focus is really the hamstrings as well as the inner thighs. Take 2 more breaths here. And then go ahead and relax your feet. And maybe you can lean in a little bit further. But think about pulling your chest forward first. And then support your head with any manner of stack blocks. And notice where you feel this one now. Maybe it's still focusing on the hamstrings and the adductors. But maybe you're starting to feel this a little more in the low back, and that's a good thing. Take 2 more breaths here. Good. On an inhale, lift your chest. Set your blocks to the side. Now we'll bring the right sole to the inside of the left thigh. So notice how you're sitting. If your knee is up rather high, go ahead and grab one of those blocks. Support your knee with a block. Reach the arms up. Square your chest off now with your left leg. Arms to chest height. Hinge. Gentle release. Hinge. Release. Hinge. And then let your hands fall on either side of your leg. Rather than rounding through the upper back, Really try and keep the spine nice and long and pull the center of your collarbones towards your big toe. Take one more breath here. Good. Gently release. Come back to your wide leg forward fold. Keep the feet flexed. Come up onto those sit bones. Walk your hands forward. Now round down through the spine. If you feel like you're trying to pull yourself forward here, resist that urge just by simply turning your palms to face up. Let this be a nice passive forward fold. Good. Now relax your feet if they're not already. Take 3 more breaths here. Good. On an inhale, lengthen through the chest. Walk your hands back to center. Hands underneath your knees. Draw your legs together. Let's windshield washer again. Let's check in. How are those hips starting to feel? Maybe there's still a little bit of stiffness there. Don't worry, we'll get there. Good. Moving now into 90-90. When your knees turn to the left, go ahead, leave them there. Sink down through your right hip and then fold forward over your left shin. Now, if pigeon's in your practice, just go ahead and slide that right leg long. And then as you lower down, keep the spine long. Support your head with a block. Maybe you can come all the way down, support your head with stack fists. And if this still feels okay, you can come all the way down, take your arms out to the side, rest your forehead on the mat, and breathe. Take one more breath here. If you're in pigeon and you've lowered down, lift your chest. Come back into 90-90. Sweep your right leg all the way forward. Moving now into double pigeon. Feet are relatively underneath your knees. You can give your knees a bit of a push. Grab your blocks again. Sit up nice and tall. And then fold forward. Support your head. Relax both knees. Send your breath to where you feel tightness or tension. Take 2 more breaths here. Good. Gently rise up. Set your blocks to the side. Let's check in with that internal external hip rotation, windshield washer. That's starting to feel a little bit better. Still pretty tight on the right side for me. So let's see if we can solve that issue coming into 90-90 on the other side. So once your legs fall to the right, leave them there. Again, sink down through your left hip. Turn your chest. You want to bring your chest over the center of your right shin. Lower down. And again, if you want to try coming into pigeon, just go ahead and extend that left leg long. Make sure the right knee is comfortable. And then when you're ready, settle into this shape, whatever that looks like for you. Grab a block, support your head. Can you soften even more through that right hip? Take one more breath here. And if you've lowered down, go ahead, come on up onto your hands. If you're in pigeon, gently roll through your right hip. Sweep your left leg forward now. Coming into double pigeon on the other side. So one little cue I like to say is if you can see a triangle, when you look down between your legs, you're in the right spot. If your hips are nice and open, you can try bringing this left foot on top of the right thigh. So it's not lotus. You don't want the foot in the groin. You want it on the thigh. You can support underneath that right knee and then fold forward. See if you can soften both knees. Take one more breath here. And then gently release. Set your blocks to the side. Let's check in again. Windshield washer. So sometimes I find double pigeon has a little bit of an echo. So with this gentle movement, see if you can release that tension. Good. Make your way to table, hands and knees. Push the tops of your feet into the mat. Hands underneath your shoulders. Let's do 3 rounds of cat-cow. Drop the belly, lift the chin. And then exhale, round. Last one. Good. Come back to neutral. Moving now into fire hydrant. Float your left knee. Flex your left foot. And then start to do some big circles with your left knee. Full range of motion. Change direction. Good. Pause at the top. Extend your left leg long. Sweep it around behind you. Look over the right shoulder. Maybe even find some movement here, pushing off your left toes. Good. Come back to table and we'll switch sides. Float your right knee. Big circles. 3 or 4 times in one direction. And then change directions. Pause at the top. Extend your right leg long. Sweep it around to the left. Look over your left shoulder. And maybe that movement feels good here. So in this one, we're looking for a little bit of a stretch through that outer right hip. Good. Come back to table. Take your knees wide, big toes touch. Push your bum back towards your heels. Lower your head and chest for child's pose. A couple options for your arms. You can keep the elbows lifted, drawing the shoulders down the back for more active variation. Or you can soften the elbows. Let your forearms and wrists be supported by the mat. Really just feel a nice sinking of your tail, lengthening of the lumbar spine as you settle into this shape. Take 2 more breaths here. Good. Gently pull forward to table and then come all the way down onto your belly. Coming into Sphinx pose just for a moment while we set up for half frog. Slide your left knee up. Toes turn out to the sides. So option to stay here, stay lifted, getting a little bit of a back extension. Or if it's more comfortable, stack your hands, rest your forehead on your hands. Really relax your left leg. On an inhale, lift the chest, slide your left leg back, and we'll switch sides. Again, choose the option that works for you to stay lifted. Take 1 more breath here. And if you lower down, come back up onto your forearms. Slide your right leg back. And then lower all the way down. Make that pillow with your hands again. Bend both knees. And then just drop your ankles from side to side. Good. Gently roll over onto one side. So I mentioned at the beginning that there's 6 major muscle groups involved in hip mobility. And often the hip flexors and the quads are quite tight. So using your bicep as a pillow, bring your legs a little bit forward of your hips. Use the top hand to grab either the top of your foot or the ankle. And rather than having your knee kind of move up towards the ceiling, see if you can keep your knee in line with your hip. Roll the shoulder open. And then as tolerated, start to kick into your hand, opening up through the front of the top leg. Good. Take one more breath here. And then gently release. You can either roll over or flip around. And we'll do the other side. So again, bring your legs a little bit forward of your hips. Head supported by your bicep. Reach for the ankle or the top of the foot. And after the first few breaths here, maybe you can deepen the stretch, just like we do in Dancer by kicking into your hand, keeping that knee in line with your hip to really focus on all 4 muscles of the quadricep. Good. Gently release. Make your way back to table. And then from your table, step your left foot outside your left pinky. Grab your blocks. They come in handy. And then with your hands on your blocks, allow your hips to sink forward. Gentle release. Sink forward. Release. Sink forward and hold. So I really want your right leg to be fully extended here. Pull your chest forward. Adjust the blocks as necessary so that you're getting a really deep stretch through the front of your right hip. Good. Gently release. Moving into half splits. Stack your right hip over your right knee. Walk your left toes forward. Lift your toes. Fold over your left leg. So you may or may not need your blocks here. As long as you're feeling a nice deep stretch through the back of your left leg. You can try fanning your toes from side to side. Feeling where you need the stretch the most. Maybe it's more towards center. Because there's 4 muscle bellies to the hamstring. And tight hamstrings are usually related to lower back pain. Good. Rebend your left knee. Step your left knee back. And then we'll switch sides. Bring that right foot forward. Hands find your blocks. Allow your hips to sink forward. Gentle release. Sink forward. Release. Sink forward and hold. So if you're nice and open through the hamstrings and you want to try deepening this stretch, think about really grounding down through the top of your left foot. Maybe even push down through the left foot, float your left knee. That's really going to deepen the stretch here. Good. Gently release. Moving into half splits. Walk your right toes forward. Left hip over left knee. Fold over your right leg. So rather than rounding through the spine, feel the length through your spine as you pull the crown of the head towards the mat, top of the mat. Maybe try fanning your toes again, side to side. Good. Take one more breath here. And then step your right knee back. Go ahead and take a seat. Let's look at that internal and external hip rotation. See what that feels like. With your right hand, grab your left foot. Wrap your left arm around your leg. And then just kind of bring some full motion into that left hip socket. If it's available to you, you can bring your foot into the crook of your right arm. Good. Now, extend your right leg. Step your left foot to the outside of your right thigh. Hug your left knee. Take your left hand behind you, twist. On an inhale, lengthen through your spine. Gently release with a counter twist to the right. And let's switch sides. Left hand grabs a right foot. Hold your leg with your right arm. Bring some movement into that right hip socket. Good. Extend the left leg long. Step your right foot over your left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Hug your knee. Right hand behind you, twist. With each exhale, pull the belly off the thigh to twist a little deeper. Take one more inhale, lengthen. And then exhale, release. Little counter twist to the left. Okay, let's check in. Hands behind you, soles of the feet to the mat. Windshield washer. Now that feels much better. So this internal and external rotation, I love to use this as a guide to see where you start and how you finish. Thanks for joining me today for this 30-minute happy hip session. Go out there, hit them long, hit them straight, and I'll see you next time.